I'm Adam Zoe, and at 74 years old, I've seen my fair share of life's twists and turns, but nothing quite prepared me for the betrayal that unfolded on what was supposed to be a dream family cruise. Stick around until the end of my tale, it's a doozy, and drop a comment about where you're reading from. I'd love to know how far this story travels. Who knows, it might just reach someone who needs to hear it. It all started when my son, Michael, called me up one crisp autumn morning. "Dad," he said, his voice brimming with that forced enthusiasm I knew all too well, "we're planning a family cruise to the Caribbean. 7 days of sun, sea, and relaxation. You should come along. The kids would love to spend time with Grandpa Adam." My heart skipped a beat. Opportunities to bond with my grandchildren, Lily and Ethan, aged 9 and 11, were rare these days. Michael, now 48, had married Sophia 8 years ago, and while she was polished and ambitious, a corporate lawyer with a sharp wit, she'd always kept me at arm's length. I figured this trip could bridge that gap. After all, family is everything, right? I agreed without hesitation, even though I knew deep down that Michael wasn't footing the entire bill. Unbeknownst to him, I'd been quietly subsidizing parts of his life for years, helping with the kids' school fees, chipping in for their extravagant vacations, all from the fortune I'd built after my wife, Elena, passed away when Michael was just a teenager. I started small, investing in shipping and logistics, but over the decades, I'd grown it into a portfolio that included a significant stake in Oceanic Voyages, one of the premier cruise lines in the world. I kept it all under wraps. I wanted Michael to love me for me, not my money. The day we boarded the Oceanic Majesty in Miami was picture perfect. The ship towered over the dock like a floating palace, its white hull gleaming under the Florida sun. Palm trees swayed in the breeze, and the air hummed with excitement from fellow passengers. I arrived early, dressed in my usual understated style: khaki pants, a simple button-down shirt, and comfortable loafers. No need for flash. Comfort over style. That's my motto. Michael and Sophia pulled up in their luxury SUV, the kids tumbling out with iPads in hand. Sophia, 42 and stunning with her dark curls and designer outfits, barely glanced my way as she directed the porters. "Make sure those bags go straight to the suite," she snapped, adjusting her oversized sunglasses. Michael, ever the peacemaker on the surface, clapped me on the back. "Glad you made it, Dad. This is going to be great." As we approached the check-in line, I felt a swell of pride. This ship was part of my legacy. I'd invested heavily in Oceanic Voyages after Elena's passing, turning a modest stake into a controlling interest through smart acquisitions. But I shook my head subtly at the crew members who recognized me. I wasn't ready to reveal that yet. At the reception desk, Sophia leaned in, her voice dripping with entitlement. "Reservation under Michael Zoe. We booked the Royal Suite. And make sure it's the one with the private balcony overlooking the ocean. No substitutions." The desk clerk, a young woman named Carla, whom I'd met during a board visit, smiled professionally. "Of course, Mrs. Zoe, your suite is confirmed. And for Mr. Adam Zoe?" She glanced at me, her eyes widening slightly in recognition, but I gave her a quick wink to play along. Sophia waved a manicured hand dismissively. "Oh, him? Just put him in whatever economy cabin is left. He's just along for the ride, as the babysitter, really. Don't waste the good rooms on the old man." The words hit like a slap. I stood there, suitcase in hand, feeling the heat rise in my cheeks. Passengers nearby turned to stare, whispering. Michael chuckled, that deep, awkward laugh of his. "Sophia, you're killing me. But yeah, Dad, you don't mind, right? The kids need someone reliable while we unwind." Reliable? I raised him single-handedly after Elena's cancer took her too soon, worked 2 jobs initially, then built an empire to ensure he never wanted for anything, and now reduced to the old man in public? I swallowed hard, forcing a smile. "Sure, son, whatever works." Carla's face tightened, but she nodded. "Very well. Mr. Zoe, you'll be in cabin 512 on deck 5, a standard ocean view room." As we walked away, Sophia muttered loud enough for others to hear. "See, he's fine with it. Always has been the helpful type. Like hired help, but free." My heart ached, but I pushed it down. This was vacation. Maybe things would improve once we set sail. The first evening at sea was magical, or it should have been. The ship cut through the waves like a knife, the sunset painting the horizon in oranges and pinks. I met the family for dinner in the main dining hall, a grand room with crystal chandeliers and white-gloved waiters. Lily and Ethan were glued to their devices, barely acknowledging my attempts at conversation. "Hey, kiddos," I said, sliding into my seat. "What do you think of the ship? Ever seen dolphins from the deck?" Lily glanced up briefly. "Mom says you're just here to watch us, Grandpa, so we don't have to go to the kids' club." Sophia's lips curled at a smirk. "Exactly, Adam. Tomorrow we're doing the spa all day. You'll handle the kids, pool, arcade, whatever keeps them out of trouble, and make sure they eat healthy, no junk from the buffet." I nodded, the familiar sting returning. Michael scrolled through his phone, not bothering to intervene. "Sounds good, Dad. You got this." Dinner progressed with Sophia dominating the conversation, complaining about the service, sending back her steak twice, and treating the waiter like a personal servant. "This is supposed to be 5-star, she huffed. "If I wanted mediocre, I'd stay home with the in-laws." She shot me a pointed look, and Michael snickered. By dessert, I excused myself early, retreating to my cabin. It was cozy enough, a queen bed, small balcony, but nothing like the opulent suite they occupied, which I'd indirectly paid for through my subsidies. Lying in bed, listening to the ocean's rhythm, I wondered where I'd gone wrong. Had I spoiled Michael too much, shielded him from reality? The next morning, I rose early, watching the sunrise from my balcony with a cup of coffee. The kids arrived at my door promptly at 8 a.m., dropped off by Sophia in her yoga gear. Remember, sunscreen every hour, and no ice cream before lunch. Call if there's an issue, don't improvise. "Yes, ma'am," I muttered under my breath as she sauntered away. The day with Lily and Ethan started rocky. They were more interested in their screens than Grandpa's stories, but I persisted. We explored the ship's decks, played mini-golf, and I even convinced them to join a kids' scavenger hunt organized by the crew. For a few hours, their laughter filled the air, and I glimpsed the family bond I'd craved. But lunchtime brought reality crashing back. At the buffet, Ethan spilled his juice, and as I cleaned it up, Sophia unexpectedly appeared. "What are you doing? I said healthy food only." She snatched his plate, replacing it with salad. "Adam, you're useless at this. Can't even follow simple instructions." Passengers stared again. Michael, joining her, laughed. "Dad's always been a bit scatterbrained. Remember that time he forgot my birthday as a kid?" I hadn't. I'd thrown him a surprise party. The humiliation burned, but I bit my tongue. "Sorry, Sophia. Won't happen again." That afternoon, while the kids napped in my cabin, I took a walk around the ship. Passing the pool deck, I overheard voices from a shaded lounge area. Michael and Sophia lounging with cocktails, chatting with another couple. "Yeah, the old man's a real drag. We only brought him so he'd babysit for free. Saves on the kids' club fees." The other woman laughed. "Smart, but doesn't he chip in financially?" Michael's voice cut in, casual as ever. "Nah, Dad's broke. Lives off his pension in a tiny condo. I've been supporting him for years, paying his bills, even this cruise ticket. He's grateful, though, desperate for attention." My blood ran cold. Lies, all of it. My tiny condo was a waterfront mansion in Miami Beach, worth millions. And the cruise? My stake in oceanic voyages meant I could sail for free any time. But I'd let Michael believe he was the provider to boost his ego. Sophia continued, her tone venomous. "The best part, he's getting senile, tells these wild stories about being a big investor, owns cruise lines? Delusional. We figure in a few years we'll stick him in a state home. No way I'm dealing with diapers and dementia." The group erupted in laughter. "Over my dead body," the other man joked. "Exactly," Michael agreed. "Once he's gone, we inherit whatever scraps he has left. Not much, but every bit helps." I backed away, heart pounding. This wasn't just disrespect, it was calculated cruelty. They saw me as a burden, a joke, something to discard. The man who'd sacrificed everything for his son was now a punchline. Rage simmered, but I held it. Not yet. I returned to the kids, playing board games until evening. When Michael and Sophia retrieved them, they barely thanked me. "Same time tomorrow, Adam," Sophia ordered. That night I couldn't sleep. The ship's gentle rock mocked my turmoil. I'd built my fortune from nothing, starting with a small shipping company after Elena's death, expanding to logistics, then cruises. Oceanic Voyages was my crown jewel. I sat on the board anonymously through trusts. But my family? They thought I was pathetic. By day 3, the pattern repeated, babysitting duties while they spa-hopped and partied. Overheard snippets from their conversations grew darker, discussing accelerating my retirement to a home, joking about my imminent decline. Sophia even poisoned the kids. Grandpa tells tall tales because he's lonely and poor. On day 4, we docked in Nassau. I took the kids ashore for a beach day, building sand castles and sharing real stories of my adventures. For the first time, they listened, eyes wide. "Grandpa, did you really sail around the world?" Ethan asked. "More than once, kiddo," I replied, smiling. Back on board, I decided enough was enough. That evening was the captain's gala, a formal dinner where VIPs were honored. I dressed in my best suit, one I'd packed just in case. The dining hall buzzed with elegance, tuxedos, gowns, champagne flowing. Michael and Sophia sat at a prime table, schmoozing with wealthy guests. I approached quietly. "Adam, what are you doing here?" Sophia hissed. "This is for important people. Go back to your cabin." Michael laughed. "Yeah, Dad, you look out of place, like a butler who wandered in." The table tittered. Humiliation peaked, but I smiled. "Actually, I think I'll stay." As the captain took the stage for announcements, I slipped him a note, my credentials verified through a quick call to the bridge. Captain Reyes, an old acquaintance from board meetings, nodded. "Ladies and gentlemen," he boomed, "tonight we honor a special guest, Mr. Adam Zoe, majority stakeholder in Oceanic Voyages. Without his vision and investments, this ship wouldn't exist. A round of applause." The room erupted. Michael and Sophia's faces drained of color. Whispers spread. "That's him? The owner?" I stood, waving modestly. Then, turning to security I'd alerted, I said calmly, "Please escort my son and daughter-in-law off at the next port. They're no longer welcome." Sophia sputtered. "You can't. This is ridiculous. He's lying." Captain Reyes intervened. "Mr. Zoe's word is law here, and the bill for your suite, spa, everything, it's on your tab now. No comps." Michael stammered. "Dad, please, we didn't mean—" "You meant every word," I replied. "The lies, the mockery, the plans to warehouse me. It's over. Financial support ends today. Fly home economy, figure it out." As security led them away amid gasps, I upgraded to the royal suite. The remaining days, bliss. I bonded with Lily and Ethan, showing them the ship's secrets, teaching them about the sea. They saw me anew, not as poor grandpa, but as a man of substance. In the end, I learned family isn't blood alone, it's respect. Michael and Sophia, they called begging forgiveness, but I set boundaries. No more free rides. This story's fictional, inspired by real tales of overlooked elders. If you were me, would you forgive or stand firm? Share below. God bless.